Hey, how's it going? It's your boy Chiefs Rays Bolts. Something I haven't done in a few years. Let's get into the new NFL uniforms, throwbacks, helmets, whatever you want to call them. All the brand new uniforms for the 2023 upcoming NFL season. It's pretty well known that the NFL has just recently reversed their long-running one helmet rule, which is now allowing for a lot of teams to come out with their true throwback uniforms, something I'm sure a lot of these teams would have liked to have done a long time ago, but couldn't because of the NFL's silly one helmet rule. Thankfully, it's no more, and it has opened up a great world of uniforms starting this season, 2023. So let's get into it. The first that I'm going to get into is my team. It's the Kansas City Chiefs for one reason. We're Super Bowl champions, right? And it's not uncommon for teams to wear Super Bowl champions patches to open up the following season on their uniforms. As you can see, there's a red Kelsey jersey with the Super Bowl patch on it. It doesn't say champions, it's just one of the standard Super Bowl patches. So I'm sure there are a handful of people that are curious, will the Chiefs open up the season with a Super Bowl champions patch? And I can tell you right now, it hasn't been confirmed entirely, but I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen. The Chiefs aren't going to do it. They're a very traditional franchise. And the dead giveaway is the fact that they did not do it for Super Bowl 54 either. So the Chiefs had an opportunity to do it before. They chose not to. Nothing's going to change this time. We're not gonna do it. It is what it is. It doesn't bother me that much. I think it'd be cool to wear it. It's kind of like to me, it's like a badge of honor, right? You earned that. Now show it off to open up the following season. I think I would have preferred the Chiefs to do a champions patch to open up the season, but they're not going to. But it got me thinking, well, when was the last time a team opened up the following season with a champions patch? And the answer is actually week 1 of the 2019 season when the New England Patriots did it. This is not I gotta move my camera. This is a game photo from week 1 of 2019. The Patriots, this was the last time that a team opened up the following season with a champions patch on their jersey. The Rams didn't do it, the Chiefs didn't do it, and the Buccaneers didn't do it. It kind of surprises me that a team like the Rams, who have just done a whole rebrand a few years ago, wouldn't do something like that. Or the Buccaneers. It kind of surprises me. But this is the last time a team did it. 2019 Patriots week 1. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the actual uniform. I believe this was one of the first to be unveiled way back in April or so. And it's a big one because it's an entire uniform change all across the board. It's the Arizona Cardinals. That's right, the Arizona Cardinals have updated their home, away, and alternate uniforms. And I think a lot of people, a lot of NFL fans were in a pretty collective agreement that the Cardinals uniforms looked outdated and they needed a refresh. They needed something new just to shake things up a little bit. And they did. It's a little underwhelming in my opinion, and I think a lot of people agree. They didn't really do a whole lot. If anything, they simplified it even more. So let's get into detail of these, right? So we're going to start off with the home jersey, and this is the old and this is the new. And obviously, it's very simplified. The thing that sticks out the most is clearly Arizona written in big font across the chest right above the number, which is an upgraded version of the old jersey here that says Cardinals in a pretty small lettering. I don't mind it though. I like the big text. I liked when the Jets did it. I liked when the Falcons did it. And I like how Arizona's doing it. A lot of people think it's obnoxious. I dig it. I just think it's a little simple. Like it's just plain red across the board. Doesn't have any black or white compliments to it at all. It's just straight red. And it's nearly the same thing with the away uniform. They got rid of a lot of red on the away uniform. So here's the old one, lots of red everywhere. And then here's the new one, just a couple of details on the sleeves, and that's about it. You have a silver stripe sandwiched between two red stripes. The silver stripe says Cardinals across, which is cool. I do like these. There is no Arizona or Cardinals word mark above the number like on the home uniform. It's something that you would think they would have kept because they had it on their old uniforms too, but I guess not. And then lastly, the alternate uniform, the black. It's pretty much the same thing as the white, just black instead. It has that silver stripe that says Cardinals sandwiched in between the two thinner red stripes. It doesn't have a word mark above the number, and they got rid of color. They got rid of a lot of the red that was on the previous, I guess now old, Arizona Cardinals jersey. So My overall thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals jerseys, I'm going to say it's an upgrade. Not by much, but it is an upgrade because I do think this refresh was necessary for the team. I think the uniforms that they had were just outdated, a little bit boring at times. It needed to be spiced up a little bit. So I actually like the new uniforms better than the previous ones. Let me know what you think. Moving on, this is actually kind of funny. This is going to be a great game of spot the difference because we move on to the Carolina Panthers, and a lot of people are probably thinking, what the hell would the Carolina Panthers do? Well, you're looking at it. Can you tell? Can you see anything? Well, it's a little bit of nothing at all. The Panthers made this change well known on their social medias. It wasn't a subtle under the radar thing they did. They made it known that they made this change. But what is the change? It's literally just the shade of blue. I don't even know why I went out of my way to show you this. It's such a minor thing that it doesn't even really deserve attention. But the team did tweet about it. They made it well aware that they were changing the color. But why? Why would you just change the shade a few blues? Well, I'll tell you why. When Nike took over the NFL jerseys, apparently they did not have the exact shade of blue in their color palette that the Carolina Panthers wore. So they just kind of grabbed the closest color they had to it and slapped it on, and the Panthers said, okay, I guess we'll settle for that. Well, now apparently Nike has the ability to go back to that original true Panthers blue, and that's just kind of what this is. So for the first 10 years of Nike having the jerseys, they had a very slight different color of blue on the Panthers jerseys. It wasn't the true Panthers blue, but now they have the ability to slap it back on. So that's the subtle change of the Carolina Panthers jersey. It's really a big nothing burger. So let's move on. Now we have the New York Jets. They released these throwback classic uniforms, which I love. I've always thought this was the cleanest branding of the Jets because it reminds you of that old school aviation, like airline logo look. It's clean as hell. I've always dig that logo. The uniforms are clean. Like myself, I wondered how big of a difference are these throwback uniforms as opposed to just their current away jerseys. And so that's exactly what I'm doing here as I'm showing you the difference. And it's noticeable for sure. You know, there's no big New York word mark across the chest. They don't have stripes above the New York. They don't have sleeve stripes on the current. But, you know, the classic has those green stripes on the sleeves. I just think the helmet, the Jets classic logo helmet, really just pulls the whole thing together. I gotta give the Jets classic uniforms, I gotta go with like a 7.5 out of 10. If we're considering 5 being, if we're considering 5 the average, since it's in the middle of 1 and 10, I think a 7.5 is what I would rate the classic Jets uniform, making a comeback this season. Moving on, another team with classic uniforms making its return to the field, the Minnesota Vikings. And this was one of those uniforms that I really couldn't tell a difference between this one and the current, so let's just pull that up real quick. And it's noticeable. It is, but it's not some huge drastic because they don't have a throwback helmet. They've always kind of had the same helmet. It's not like there's some throwback helmet that complements the classic jersey. They're just wearing the classic jersey, and it's subtle. It is classic Vikings, so I like it, but I'm gonna go with like a 6.5 out of 10 on these. I like them, but that's about all I have. So moving on, this is actually an alternate uniform that's been unveiled. One of the only new like full-blown alternate uniforms, not just a helmet, but like a full uniform. It's the Indianapolis Colts, and they've revealed a whole new jersey with a whole new helmet. They're calling this Indiana Knights, and I love it. This is probably my favorite of all the new uniforms that have come out for the 2023 season. It's sleek. The black helmet goes so well paired with the distorted blue design on the jersey. When I first saw these, I thought they were using the alternate C logo as a captain's patch, but no, it's not a captain's patch. That's just a part of the jersey. And that alternate logo is only a few years old too. The Colts came out with that in 2020, so it's cool to see them embracing the new logo. I think it's a clean logo. It's a C for Colts, that with the state shape of Indiana in the middle of it to form the C. I think it's sweet. And I love these jerseys overall. I think they're fantastic. But again, I'm curious, how does this look compared to the current home uniform? And it's Pretty noticeable, because the home uniform has a solid blue color, no outline on the numbers. It's just plain white stripes, plain white numbers. This new alternate, it's obviously got the alternate logo on the left side of the jersey. Well, I guess right side if you're looking at this picture. It has the black outline on the numbers. It has just black accents everywhere, and the part that is the best is the fact that it's like this distorted two-tone blue and not just a solid one color. So I got to give the Indiana Knights uniforms an 8 out of 10, man. I think these are fantastic. I love these, and I can't wait to see them in action this year. Moving on, just a new helmet, and it's an interesting one. It's the Denver Broncos, and they have a brand new helmet. This isn't even a throwback. I guess it's half new, half throwback, which is strange. The Denver Broncos have their throwback logo on a white helmet. They never wore a white helmet back in the day with that logo on it. So it's a brand new helmet, never been seen before. I guess they're calling it snow-capped, and they're wearing it with the white jerseys, obviously, and I like them. I do. I've never been a huge fan of that logo, but I know that for Denver fans, it's an iconic logo. It kind of reflects on the Elway days of the franchise, and so for that reason alone, a lot of fans have a sentiment towards that Broncos logo. I think it looks good on the white helmet, and I think it pairs even better with the white jerseys. I'm going to go with like a 6.5 out of 10 on these. I don't think they're bad at all. Moving on, we have another team with a subtle helmet change. It's the Falcons, bringing back the classic red helmet. The Falcons have worn throwback uniforms for many seasons now in a row. I mean, they wear them pretty much every year. But again, because of the NFL's one helmet rule, they could only have the throwback black helmets. But now that that rule's gone, they have the red helmets back from, I'm guessing, the 90s, 80s or so. And it looks a lot better on red than it does on black. I can tell you that much right now. Not a fan of the logo. I love the red, and I love how it all comes together. I'm going with a 7 out of 10 on these. Another new helmet, Detroit Lions. And this one's interesting. So, like the Broncos, they're taking an old logo and making it new somehow. They take one of their classic logos, which is a weird-looking stretched out line. You could tell it was designed by somebody actually hand-drawing it. Because it's such a weird, like, old-looking logo. Like the Broncos, a lot of fans like it. And I think it looks amazing on this blue. I love that blue that the Lions have on that helmet, and that old logo really just adds that extra bit of character to it. And for that reason, I'm going to say a 7 out of 10, just for the color alone. Moving on, another team with a brand new helmet. It's the Cleveland Browns. Might as well call them the Cleveland Whites. But for, I think, 3 games this year, they're wearing this helmet with the all-white uniform, and I think these are sweet. I still think it's strange that the Browns refuse to make an actual helmet logo, but hey, what do I know? The white looks good, though. The white looks good. I like the white. They just inverted the colors on it, and it's good. I like it. I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. Now we're in the end game. It's all the throwbacks from here on out. Let's start off with the Tennessee Titans bringing back the Houston Oilers jerseys. A classic. Houston Oilers were a classic franchise. Obviously moved to Tennessee, became the Titans, but the Titans are still paying homage to those Houston Oilers and bringing back the classics. How do you not like these as a football fan? How do you not like them? I think they look great. I'm going with a 7.5 out of 10. Next up, the Eagles, bringing back the Kelly Green, including the helmets. I don't have the helmets pictured here, but the helmets are there too, the throwback helmets, which is, again, something they couldn't do for a long time because of the NFL's one helmet rule. I think most people are in agreement that you can't go wrong with the Kelly Greens. They're great, honestly. It's unique. It's exclusive to the Eagles franchise in the NFL. No other team has worn a Kelly Green like this, not to my knowledge at least. And so it's a very Eagles throwback. And for that reason, I really like them. And I think a lot of people agree. Yeah, I'm going 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks. And these are a smashing hit among Seahawks fans. I think the colors are great. It looks vintage. Just by looking at it, it looks vintage. It looks like a throwback. And the colors pop. They really do. That green and blue together on the silver. How do you not just look at that and think, damn, that looks good as hell? My only thing is that I've always thought this was a goofy looking logo. Obviously, it's not the best design logo. I mean, the bird kind of looks sleep deprived. It doesn't look like it's striking fear into the enemy's eyes, per se. So I've thought this was kind of like a funny looking logo for a while. But hey, the colors on this throwback pop hard. I dig them a ton. 7.5 out of 10. Now, everybody's favorite throwback uniform, because of how unique it is, it's the creamsicle. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I've never loved the creamsicle. Don't get me wrong, it's certainly unique. It's very unique. Like the Philadelphia Eagles with the Kelly Green, the orange creamsicle color, that's exclusive to the Bucs. And again, because of the one helmet rule, they couldn't wear these uniforms for a long time, but now you can. And like the Seahawks logo, I've never liked that Bucko Bruce logo. I don't know why. I think it looks silly. If you recolored the current Bucs flag logo and made it the old school creamsicle colors, recolor it as like a reverse retro, I guess, and slapped that on the helmet of the creamsicles, boom, you have one of the best uniforms in the NFL. I like the creamsicles, I do. I just, the logo doesn't strike me as a great one. It never really has. But I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10 overall for the Bucs creamsicles. Let me know what you think about all these uniforms, what your favorites, least favorites are. It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts. I am CRB, your favorite YouTuber on all YouTube. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.